안녕 pussycat. Whoa, 안녕 pussycat. Whoa.
Let's try this again.
Pussycat, pussycat.
Okay, so it's another episode. It's episode 10. Managed to get 10 episodes in. And I know that last week I said that there were a few things that I was gonna announce on this episode and things that I needed to set up first before I could do them and stuff about my room and all that and videos about my room. Yeah, that got a bit screwed over. I mean, partially it's because of the work of last week, which managed to get done, thankfully. The stream went well, the edits have been going okay, so all that stuff's been okay. What kind of derailed me was the events over the weekend and yesterday, because once again, I had to get into it with Maxis, people. Just had to. I don't know how many more ways this fucking company can disappoint me more than it already has. Let's see if I can get through this quickly. Basically, over the weekend, I was doing my usual thing of taking a break and playing some Mortal Kombat on my iPad. As I was playing it, it just kept losing the data connection, and I have no idea why. On the Wi-Fi in my home. I started moving around to different areas of my house. Still, it's just not good, you know? Just dodgy as hell. I'm paying for a 300 megabits per second subscription. On my PC connected directly to LAN, the max I can get is about 95 to 98 download speeds. On my iPad, if I'm on the 5 gigahertz channel, I can get closer to the 300 if I'm sitting directly underneath the router. And at 2.4 gigahertz, obviously, it goes down to about 30 to 40, around there, megabits per second, which is understandable, I guess. But on that day, it was just terrible. Like, the amount of dropouts was ridiculous, and I was annoyed. So I thought, let's see if we can sort this out, because it's something that has been bugging me for a while. Now, obviously, when the pandemic first happened, a lot of connections were being throttled. That's totally understandable. It's been a year and a half now. I'm kind of expecting shit to be sorted out. So once again, I walk over to the Maxis Center because calling the phone line 123 is not going to do shit. And of course, the Maxis Center tells me the same thing that they always fucking tell me: call 123. Now, this lady on top of that added that she just had a customer who had an issue, and that customer called 123 and managed to talk to someone and get stuff sorted. So, benefit of the doubt, I'm gonna give them a buzz. And yeah, same bullshit. So I figure, okay, I'll give their so-called app a spin. And there's a little thing where you can chat with a customer service person. You click on this and it opens up WhatsApp. Great. So okay, fine. I'll chat with a customer service person on WhatsApp. But it's not a person, it's a bot. You know, it gives me options on what is your issue, this, that, and da-da-da, with this fake sincerity and politeness, which we all know is a load of bullshit. And I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna explain to this bot what my issue is. And of course, all it understands is, oh, you have a problem with the internet. So its first solution is to send me 4 YouTube videos by Maxis featuring the helpful uncle that can help you with your internet problems, Mr. Wi-Fi. Which fucking agency came up with that stupid shit? And then I try clicking, I'm like, okay, still, benefit of the doubt. So I try clicking on it. The first video suggestion for if the internet is not to your satisfaction is to buy an entire mesh system from Maxis to help kill all the dead spots in your area. This isn't my issue, so fuck all that. In fact, I'm gonna open up the chat right now. Let's have a look-see. Report a network fault is where I ended up going to, so I select that. To which it asks if you could provide the details of your inquiry, it will help when my human agent assists you. So I explain. The human agent goes on and asks me what my account number is and asks, now this part is important, are you facing this issue on mobile data, Maxis One Go Wi-Fi, or Maxis Fiber? So I respond to all that, I give them my address. Currently there's no network issues at your area. Your account and data is still active and sufficient to access the services. May I know your current phone model? Again, I'm talking about my fiber broadband. Blah, 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 blah. Then it asked me to use one of the functions on the app, the Test My Home Wi-Fi function. All it does is check what the signal is to all your devices. Not exactly helpful. And then here's the kicker. She then gives me these steps. Restart your phone. Remove the SIM card and place it back. Try SIM card in another phone. Turn on the airplane mode for 5 minutes and off it. These are all issues for when your phone data is not working on your phone. And then she asked me to try switching the router off and on again, which, I'm sorry, yes, I know that is the fix for 90% of issues because that's what I fucking did. Ugh. I'm sorry. Not only have I watched IT Crowd, but I also know that shit. I have at least a decent enough amount of knowledge about network shit to know to try that. I already explained 2-3 times that it's my home fiber that's the issue, and this woman is still on my case about my phone. That's when I start going all caps. I literally say in all caps, my issue is I'm paying for 300 megabits per second and not getting the speeds that I'm expecting. If I switch off every Wi-Fi connected device and just use my PC connected via LAN, it still is slower than expected, and I want to know why I'm wasting my money paying for speeds I'm not getting. And she replies, in regards to this matter, it could be due to the area did not receive full coverage. An example, some areas support until 3G only and some are 4G. Again, I'm talking about fiber. So then she asked for my fiber account number again, and then passes the buck to another agent, because that's another thing that Maxis loves to do, just pass the buck to someone else. To which I say, before we continue, let me just say if I get one more stupid question that has nothing to do with my issue, I'm done. To which she replies, noted, and then asks me some questions that actually make some sense, and tells me that a customer service technician will be calling. All that took about, let's see, holy shit. It took 1 hour to get someone at Maxis to say, we'll get a technician to call you. Guess what time the technician called? 2 hours later, the technician calls. And the technician asks the exact same questions that I've been answering to these people on the WhatsApp chat. So I explain again, blah, blah, yakety fucking blah. I then run a few speed tests with the guy on the phone, so he can try and take note of all the different speed variations and agrees, yeah, there's something up. That's how long it took to get someone to agree, ooh, there's something up. And says, we'll send a technician over the next day. Would you like them to come in the morning between 9 to 12 or in the afternoon between 1 to 6? So I figured, fuck it. Okay, even though I hadn't had much sleep by that point, I'll wake up early, send them over between 9 to 12. Next day rolls around, 9 o'clock, no one. 10, no one. 11, no one. 12, no one. 12:30, the technician finally calls and asks what the issue is yet fucking again. And that kind of was the straw that broke the camel's back at that point, because all that pent up annoyance and anger and frustration that I had towards Maxis, that question, I was pissed. Like, how many more times do I have to repeat myself? To be fair, the guy was very nice and polite, and he apologized and said that Maxis didn't inform him of anything, just said that he has an appointment with me. So I say, okay, fine, whatever. I explain everything, and he says he'll be there in half an hour. The guy arrives at 1:30, that's great. So he arrives at 1:30, does a complete diagnostics check, opens up my router, blah, 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 and we figure out the problem is the cable connected between the modem and the router is faulty, and he replaces it. Now, could I have solved all of this myself? Probably, with a lot of trial and error. It would literally be replacing this cable, replacing that cable, tweaking this, tweaking that. And I've already been trying to do a bunch of that stuff. I needed their assistance, because technically that should be part of the fucking package. I didn't want to get to the point where I started opening the fucking router, which, by the way, the guy didn't even have his own screwdrivers, so I had to lend him my screwdrivers. But yeah, I didn't want to be opening up their equipment and then being put at fault for breaking the warranties of these things. And even trying to fix stuff on the router level, the Maxis routers won't let you change shit. I can't even change the username and password of the router to change the router settings, which aren't changeable to begin with. Like, Google literally gave me a warning. It's like, hey man, this username and password is a bit fucking common. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but pretty fucking obvious. Can't change it. Can't change that, can't change the packet sizes, can't change any setting really. It's kind of locked. So yeah, went through all of that shit just so that I could get a technician to look over the stuff and change the cable. Like, imagine that. 1 hour on WhatsApp talking to fucking idiots and robots to wait 2 hours for a guy to call that actually knows what he's talking about. Spend an hour on the phone with that guy and then wait another 5 hours for a guy who hasn't been informed of anything that I've told the first 3 guys. Like, fuck you, Maxis, again. Like, that shit just ruined my day. Completely ruined my yesterday. Like, I was pissed. As the day went on, I realized, like, I was in no mood to do anything. I could not bring myself to do a goddamn thing that I either needed to do or wanted to do. I just felt shit. And I couldn't think of anything to cheer me up or put a smile on my face. Like literally, I couldn't. I was just down in the dumps, fucked up, pissed, and upset at the fucking bullshit that I had to go through just for a technician to come over. Like, I get it. It's COVID. There aren't that many people that you can put out to work the phones or work this or that. But let me remind you that each of your Maxis centers has 3 to 4 people. So you don't mind putting those people in the store so that people can buy shit. Because hey, if you need to buy a new phone, a new line, set up a new home fiber, oh, they are ready and willing and waiting to get on your fucking ass and take your money. But if you have a problem with it, go fuck yourself. Is pretty much the feeling that I get every time I have to deal with these fucking morons. I was so pissed. After like the last video I did with the whole billing issue, which of course made me feel like shit as well because, oh hey, we're gonna make you feel like a fucking deadbeat. And then this whole thing, which really feels like, how much can we stop someone from actually calling us? How many steps can we give to make sure it's so fucking difficult that they don't bother us? Pisses me off to no fucking end. So I was just sat alone at home, wife's at work, pissed off, upset, alone, lonely. And I also didn't want to be in that mood by the time my wife came home because I knew that she was having a super long day because she was prepping for a very long shoot that she's on right now. So what was I gonna do to make myself feel better? And then it hit me what I could do. I shaved my fucking head. Like for real, I was sat on that chair over there, just thinking about how shitty I felt. And I haven't had a proper haircut, I think since last May? June maybe? A year? Definitely over a year without a haircut. So what I've been doing is just having my wife help do up my undercut every time when it grows out. And that's been working out fine, but the top of the head's been getting longer and longer and I've been having to use ponytails. And the thought was always, hey, by the time things calm down, I'll go get a nice proper haircut. You know, just have it look good. But, you know, how often am I meeting people and warranting having a nice looking hairdo? And also, I've been wearing hats a lot, like I really do enjoy hats. So I was just looking myself in the mirror, holding the clippers, and I thought, okay, let me see if I can touch up my undercut myself. But then as I was doing that, I was like, you know what? This hair is really beginning to piss me off. And then I just started cutting it off and cutting it off. First to see whether I could trim it shorter, but then I was like, why am I even bothering? Let's just shave this fucker. So yeah, that's what I did. Did a number 1 on the sides and back, number 2 on the top. And it worked out pretty okay. Like, I didn't video any of it because, like I said, I was super pissed off. I just wanted to do something that would put a smile on my face or cheer me up. And doing that literally cheered me up. Like, it is such a movie trope to show that a girl has lost it. They either change their hairstyle or just, you know, like Empire Records, she just goes in and just shaves off all her fucking hair. But it does feel good. It is so freeing. It is literally a weight lifted from my head. Let's face it, you know, ladies will agree with me on this. The longer your hair is, the more work you have to put into it, even if you're not gonna style it. You gotta comb that shit, wash that shit. Oh, but shaving it just feels good. Like, as I was doing it, I was like, holy shit, I'm feeling better. With each shave, all the problems were just going away and I was feeling a lot calmer. I know it's a bit extreme. It's very extreme actually, but like, one thing I found always was that one of the things that helps calm me down is a type of activity or thing that doesn't require much thinking, just doing. That's why a lot of times I like to rearrange my room or just tidy up. It helps me clear my head, but I didn't want to do anything that physical. This, just shaving my head, this was fun. Totally fun, like, you know, going through all over it and then trying to figure out how to do the back. So I was basically just had my phone on like selfie mode and then holding it behind my head as I was trying to, you know, like, it was interesting but fun, you know, and you start getting really anal about little pockets of hair that you really want to try and smoothen out. So yeah, shaved my head. Extreme? Yes. Extremely calming? Absolutely yes. Right after that, my wife came home and I wasn't in the shitty mood I was an hour before that. So yeah, when in doubt, I know it's extreme, but if you feel like it and have some clippers, maybe shave your head. Who cares? It's COVID. No one's gonna see you for a while anyway. Wear a hat. Well yeah, Maxis. That's what you made me do. You made me shave my fucking head. You fucking Delilah.
My.